Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the all-new 2026 Nissan Sentra. This is the SR trim level. It is finished off in energetic ember. The SR starts right at $25,000. However, this particular model has the premium package and the all-weather package, which will add a few grand to that MSRP. So this is powered by the 2-liter inline 4-cylinder. This is paired to the Xtronic CVT transmission, and it pumps out 149 horsepower, 146 pound-feet of torque. It is front-wheel drive. You can expect 0 to 60 be just shy of 9 seconds. And as far as fuel economy, it's going to be right around 28 miles per gallon in the city, 36 on the highway, and that is running on regular unleaded fuel. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, you'll notice this model comes with a forward camera. There's also the sensor for distance pacing and some nice chrome trim accents that work their way to the LED lights, where there's that thin black housing with that triple beam design. Gives it a really nice integration, along with the rest of the gloss black, where you'll notice bodywork on the far corners and in that entire lower section. There's also some large inlets on both sides of that sensor there, and then some very nice lines that come down the hood. Now, as we work our way to the side, this model has a set of 18-inch wheels with the two-tone design. And then you'll notice gloss black for the mirror caps, where there's a camera and a turn signal. It's also on the side skirts there. And this model has the two-tone design with the gloss black roof. You'll notice this chrome trim accent for the windows, and then there's a sunroof up top too. And then some really subtle lines that flow down the side, giving it a great look, where in back you'll notice even more gloss black. So it's on the spoiler here, which is actually pretty large. You'll notice the backup camera, all the parking sensors, that entire lower bumper with a few fins in it, and then LEDs for the lighting, which are nicely incorporated into the middle section of that trunk. Now, this also has remote start, so you can use the key fob for that. You can release the trunk with the key fob, or just use that control, of course. And then in back, you do get a little bit of storage underneath the floor, and you can also fold down the back seats. So that will give you a lot more interior cargo space, but with them up, this is actually pretty practical. So you have quite a lot of space for this smaller size, and then it's super lightweight, so that's easy to close. Now, as we work our way to the interior, this has a nice design for the door panel with the soft touch materials. You'll notice a cup holder in the lower section and this brush trim accent surrounding the window. And then there's also a two-tone design for these seats with the orange accents for those inserts. Now, at 5'10", I surprisingly have a good bit of space. You'll notice there's one USB-C in the middle. You have a lot of foot room. I have about a ½ inch or so of headroom. And then you have the armrest and cup holders here. So you can have 3 people back here for its smaller size, again, making it very practical. Now, this model is also equipped with the Bose audio. You have all the window controls, side mirror adjustments, even Sentra stamped in that upper trim accent there. And then this comes with power operating front seats with the SR logo right in the middle there. And it's also a very low car, so it is easy to enter. Now, this also gets the latest design for the leather steering wheel with no spokes in the bottom. So it has more of a flat lower section there. And then the engine start-stop button is located down below. So we can bring this to life, where we have the continuous gauge cluster and infotainment system with the 12.3-inch screens. Now, coming back to the steering wheel here, on this left side, there's all the cruise control settings with your distance pacing, you have volume, and then there's tuning, your voice commands and Bluetooth, and the controls to go through this gauge cluster. Now, if I push on the 3 buttons here, we can get into our shortcut menu. So you can customize this depending on what you'd like to see. And then when you're ready, you can go through the rest of this information. So you can go through all of these vitals depending on what you would like to see. And you can also adjust a lot of these settings here. If we go into vehicle settings, you can go through all of your lighting and everything like that. And then we can also get into the meter view. So you can change how the gauge cluster looks depending on how you want to view this information. So the left and the right side is going to be fixed depending on how you have that set up there. Now, on the left side, there's your trunk release, heated steering wheel, lane keeping assist. You have one air vent. And then with the infotainment system, this is your home screen, where you have these widgets here that you can go through, of course, as needed. So that's your home screen. You can also get into your music along with your phone. And then when you have that paired, of course, and then when you push on the last 4 squares, this is how you can get into all of these icons here. Now, you do also have some shortcuts in the lower section, so you can get into your heated seats, your temperature as well, heated steering wheel, and you can also pull up the fan speed and some of these vitals here. Now it's worth noting that you do have physical buttons down below for your heated seats, your temperature, fan speed, defrosters, along with your recirc. There's also a lot of interior ambient lighting, which is nice to see. There's auxiliaries, wireless charging, and then this is your camera view. So you have that backup camera with the top-down view, and you can also pull up the forward-facing camera. You do have to push on camera once it's in drive, and that is how you can activate that view. There's also a B mode, which I will talk about once we get this out on the road. You have cup holders, auto hold and the e-brake, engine start stop, and a few different driving modes to go through as well. You have quite a lot of storage in the armrest, along within the glove box, some neat trim accents above that. And then there's the rear view, sunglass holder, dome lights, and the control for the sunroof. Sunshade is manually adjusting. And then here's your look at visibility, where it's pretty easy to see over both shoulders. And still in sport mode, we'll give it a minor acceleration here for what we can do. Even around a turn like that, feels super solid. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the new Sentra. Now with the SL model, I was able to test drive that on more of a back road where I could really open it up. So if you want to see that full review and just a different style road of driving, definitely take a look at that. But for even some small twisty roads like this, I mean, it handles well at, you know, slow rates of speed here, of course. We also have the B mode, which is basically your low range gear. It will help with engine braking, so you don't necessarily have to use the brake as much. I am feathering the brake pedal slightly as we go down this hill, but that's there in case you need to use it. Just a great point A to point B vehicle. The range is pretty good too, in the mid 200s with a full tank. We have a small fuel tank, but this also has some really good MPG. And then as far as making a 3-point turn here, we do have a good bit of ground clearance, so you can take it off the pavement slightly like that, and then the turning radius is very tight too, which is nice. And what's also nice about it being under 30 grand, Nissan really wanted to kind of maximize their younger buyer crowd, with the demographics being between mid-20s to 50, 60 years old. This is a vehicle that would be a great starter, especially with its price point, so you don't have to go astronomical in price, especially when you're just starting your career or you're just getting out of school, something like that. This makes it a little bit more affordable to be able to purchase, and you can have it for a long period of time. So this is something that you can either grow out of, or if you just are good with the size, it is small, so it just depends on your lifestyle and where you are in life, but this could be a great vehicle for several years. You can pack in a lot of items, and you can put people in it, and you can get a brand new vehicle. So very impressive to see for under 30 grand. But that is going to wrap it up for this 2026 Nissan Sentra SR. Once again, huge shout out to Nissan for inviting me to this event to take a look at this vehicle. Check out the SL full review as well if you want to see that trim level too. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.